I poraza javandi quadale justaia andandi. Bo quadasto zeja lai hirastichan diequa andandai. Hello and welcome here today. My name is Andreas Goldemann. I'm an intuitive and I want to take you today with me on a journey to explain to you how intuitive work functions, how it works. Well, what does an intuitive do to actually bring in change into other people's lives? And is this something new or is it something old? Where does this whole stuff come from? I wanted to explain these questions to you, and I wanted to take you into my world that I experience every day. So, especially in my way, I use a certain kind of skill set with my voice and with my movements, where I represent a certain state of consciousness to help people clear out their emotions, let go of certain patterns, give up their conditioning and other things. But let's come into this a little later. Let's first have a look what is intuitiveness, or what does it mean to be an intuitive. Actually, you want to. You're an intuitive. But the thing is, people that work with this kind of skill set are using their senses in a much deeper way to get insights. They're actually using not only their smell, their taste, their eyesight, their hearing capabilities, their feeling capabilities. They're also using their sixth sense. So if I'm in an intuitive process, I also see a movie running automatically in front of my inner eye, in front of my third eye. And I see, for example, the blueprint. If I look at somebody and somebody comes to me and says, oh, you know, Andreas, I have this or that problem, I look at the person and I know deep inside where parts of the problems are related to and what I sometimes need to shift in the blueprint. So there is more to it than just only perception. There is also an impulse, to give out an impulse to represent a state of wholeness that helped the other one to come back in alignment. So that's actually brings it down to what intuitive work means or what it does. Now, is this something new? No, it's not. Actually, it's the first kind of healing we had since we are living in societies, in civilized societies. So the moment we came together and were forming tribes and clans, and usually the clan had a medicine man or a shaman who has had this kind of insights because his senses were so much more open. To get actually into this deeper kind of sense, you need to lower your brain frequencies. You need to be stable in an awake state while I'm talking, for example. I need to be able to be very active in a theta frequency where my brain is actually perceiving the information like the movie, or the deeper hearing, the deeper smelling, tasting, feeling. This is what is happening. And then there is a different vibration, a different frequency we call delta. And delta for me is not only a brain wave. For me, delta is a heart wave. If we go down into delta, I'm not thinking any longer. I feel the completeness of the situation or what I need to represent actually in my whole body. It's there like, oh, I just need to step into this feeling of wholeness for this group I'm working with, for the person I'm working with, for you behind the screen right now, me standing here in front of the camera, just going into contact with you and open my consciousness this wide that I do not control what I feel. There is no control, but still I can control myself. That's an important thing, because sometimes we're talking about channeling. You've heard about these things. If it comes to esoterics, spiritual work, energetic work, a lot of people are channeling. Am I channeling? You know what? I don't know. But since 23 years, I have great results in my work. And as a child already, I have been a mirror to reflect the adults around me that were actually sitting beside me to get more relaxed, to balance themselves and experience other things. So, do I know what I do? Yes, I know the results that I create. I know what kind of consciousness I need to be in the state of working. But do I know what I do? No, not always. Because it's so fast that the information that comes through is mainly represented or resembled before I even know it. So this is much faster. For me, I always say it's faster than the speed of light. So that's what we're doing in intuitive work. We represent, and we represent it through everything that is us in a total authenticity of the moment, total authenticity of who you are. And because people are so far away today from themselves, they're actually not able to mirror themselves in deeper consciousness, on a deeper level of consciousness, so that they can easily heal through themselves. We're so far away today. So that's part of the whole game. My job is to actually take you with me into a state of consciousness where your subconscious is this open that you can grab onto the information I'm representing. So if there is a feeling of fear, I'm representing the feeling and the consciousness of freedom of fear, of liberty, of ease, of joy, of bliss. That's what I'm representing. And this vibration is so strong that it takes you with me into this kind of feeling, into this kind of consciousness of freedom, love, joy, bliss. And suddenly your subconscious let go of the emotional pattern of fear. And your body let go of it because it's a feeling. Your body realizes, this feels so much better. Let go of this other pattern. I can step into this freedom and open up my awareness again for the life that is now. Because each time we're shifted into a negative emotion, we are not present any longer. We can perceive what possibilities we have right now here to actually get into a much better situation. So, and me representing it for you to hold the space, to hold this space here in this room, and invite you into my room and into this sphere of love, joy, happiness, abundance, whatever we want to bring into the sphere, to invite you in there. You suddenly release everything that's there. Because it's a way of understanding on a deeper level, especially your body understands, that it is stupid to stay in a vibration that is created by a construct, a mental construct, and an emotion of fear, anger, hatred, shame, whatever you call it. Now, I hope this is a little explanation of how intuitive work functions in my world. Others do other work, but I want to explain you a little bit more because I think there's more to have. Because I use my voice, so since I'm a child, I'm using my voice. I sang in syllables and sounds and made funny yeah, make funny noises. If you would sit beside me in the car, you would have a funny day, believe me, because I'm using my voice to sing some words or whatever, just to have fun with the vibrato and to find out how high I can go, how low I can go. It is something I'm playing a lot with because it just helps me to actually train my voice for standing in front of a camera or being on stage. But on stage then, I use my voice to feel what is necessary to represent in my authenticity, in my way, me being Andreas, nobody else, just me, to represent that state of consciousness that is needed for the group. Namoy Rachal, Aquadat Namoy Istena, Asian Charatan Nachal Lech, Bukwedai, my shitchi. Feel this. And suddenly space feels different, and your body too. It's just what I do since, I don't know, 3 years, 2 years since I started using my voice box, my vocal cords, I believe so. But there's more to it. There's more to it, because if we look at the whole thing from a structural point of view, sometimes I need to repeat the words to find the right word in English or to speak it right. We need to realize that as long as we are fine, our structure that is in the physical model, in the purely physical model, a material structure, the little particles are floating freely. Okay? But the moment we get into a shock, into a trauma, into stress, the moment we connect a negative emotion to the whole thing, we actually start to bring in this vibration of the emotion, and it connects to the tissues that are having the same vibrational pattern. For example, if we feel sadness, sadness is the same vibration from the vibrational pattern than the kidneys have. So your kidneys are connected to this sadness, and when this sadness comes in, and I will paint the emotion red, it starts to stick in here. And the vibration that is usually there, this is how we can envision this, that they are going in each direction, vibrating is not possible any longer because it glues, it sticks. It's like a super glue that sticks the structure together, and suddenly everything starts to bend. There is no more freedom. There is no more movement in the structure. And when we now use vibration, you can go to a special healthcare practitioner that works with bioresonance or anything. So they use vibration to start shake this free. The problem is that very often in your own etheric field, you need to envision this in a different way. We'll come back to this in a second. So there we are. Now we have an energy field around us that is actually 55 feet. So we have a heart, and come on, this is stupid with these things. I need to leave them open. So we have a heart. And now from the center point of our heart, in this direction, there's a huge energy field, and 55 feet, and with you in the center of this energy field. Now, within this energy field are biophotons. Biophotons are light particles. And these light particles represent in your field of energy the emotional situation you are experiencing right now. So this space is filled with light if you are happy. But this space is very empty of light if you are sad. If you are angry, the light has different colors. If you are moody, it has different colors. But it has also less light. And this is the problem, is that the information about your emotion is stuck in your field of consciousness and the light that's in there. Because they automatically, these light particles automatically assemble themselves into the structure of your DNA. So they are actually then representing your double helix. This is called biophoton phantom experiment after Vladimir Poponin, where they observed that once there is a human DNA in contact with the light, the biophoton light, the light assembles themselves automatically into the structure of the DNA. Now this is important for us because our DNA and their little branches in there and everything that's inside of it represents your current emotional state. Are you relaxed? The double helix is wide and open. If you're in distress, it draws together. So it really comes together like a spring on a car if it's under pressure. You can imagine it. You press it together, and this is how your DNA looks like. And automatically it represents the whole information about your current emotional status. That's important. This is why we feel each other. If we get close to each other and we are having this connection of the fields, we're connecting, or we're striving when we walk by and we feel how the other person feels. Because automatically through our chakra system, our energy system, we suck in the information. Hey, how are you today? I don't need to ask anybody, how are you? If you meet them, you can just feel. You know immediately if they're emotional distress or if they're free and happy. So this light thing is important, and this is important within the field of consciousness because we represent this emotional state, and because the biofeedback machines are only working on this structure and not combined at the same time in the energy field, very often the therapy need to be repeated. This is why this shaking free isn't working that well, because it's only working on the body at the very moment, but not in the field of consciousness around the person. Now it's a question, how strong is a person? Is a person somebody who is more introverted? Is a person that is introverted more drawing in? The energy field compresses itself. Is somebody extroverted, relaxed, and can let go of this whole thing? They actually can give an impulse. A very interesting thing, good healers, people that work with others, being on stage, actors, and so on, very often, the most of them are introverted. Even if you think, wow, they're so outgoing. Actually, they're not. They need a lot of alone time. They need a lot of time for themselves to actually stay in this strength. The same with me. You might think, wow, this guy is explaining certain things. He's doing this work on stage. He's so free in his energy. Yes, I am if I do my work. But there are times I'm extremely introverted. I need lots of alone time, and I retreat from the world to actually fill myself and strengthen myself. And enjoy the silence, you know. What I'm talking about, this sometimes happens too. So, but there is this thing about shifting out, reaching out to you. Like I'm right now, I'm sitting here, giving an impulse, or I'm standing here, giving an impulse to actually touch you, to get close to you, to feel what your body does. When I'm saying hello on a heart level, on a soul level to you, in a very different consciousness. And then not only your body is reacting, your whole field of consciousness is reacting. Because in intuitive work, we are not electric machines. We're not vibrational machines. We are souls touching each other. So my soul is touching yours to actually help you to get so much deeper into yourself. Not with me, it's just like I take you by the hand and guide you into a depth you have forgotten about. Because it's all there. You're totally there. You're rich and full in all there is. There is everything in you. The problem is only our egoistic mindset, which can be a good one too. Don't take me wrong, I'm not against the ego, because it keeps us alive and it keeps us running. But it needs to be a spiritualized ego that is very aware of the responsibility, what needs to be done in a life to actually share with others and expand far beyond the normal horizon of a human being. So just this compassion, to live this compassion and love we share in our hearts together. This is so simple, but we are so drawn into taking care of things that are really not important, material stuff and stuff like that. So this is why we forget about our own abundance. We forget about our own divinity and the power of creation and this deep unconditional love that's within this heart. But we forget about it because they're totally distracted by the dramas and little things that are happening every day. And this distraction takes so much of our everyday life that there is no more space for silence and freedom and this deep joy. So this is why I come in to your life to actually take you by the hand and bring you back into this state of consciousness. And at the same time represent this freedom and this love, this abundance, and your opening. Simple. It's simple. If you come on to this journey with me, then it's simple. If you open up and you're conscious, aware, and say, yes, I'm present right now, I'm aware, and I give my body the space to feel what is happening. So that's part of it. What the sound does, the sound vibrates free and clears the field. But it does so much more. Let me explain one more thing to you. Now this is a construct, what I need to explain. I can only explain it in a construct, because while we're coming into quantum physics says everything is consciousness. Everything has consciousness. Every race has consciousness. We're talking about collective consciousness of beings, of races, of a certain group of animals. We're talking about collective consciousness in a certain kind of material. But we're talking about collective consciousness if there is a virus. Right now, in this world, there is collective consciousness and fear about a virus. Then there is the vibration and pattern of a bacteria, of a fungal situation, of an emotion. A regularly lived emotion has its own field of consciousness. We talk about a collective consciousness of a country. If these people in this country experience great fear because of their dictatorship, I think is the right word, if somebody suppresses them the whole time, then there is a emotional pain body connected to this fear. And we can talk, this is a collective consciousness. The religion is a collective consciousness people live in. The family has a collective consciousness. Females have a different consciousness than males, which we know already. We learned that already, so there's a little difference in between. If you're a man, you know there's a difference in thinking of women, and you think different than the girls. Everything is like in bubbles. Let me explain this with bubbles. So we can imagine each bubble has a different consciousness. But also there are large bubbles. But there are also, again, larger bubbles. Everything is like entwined in each other. And we call this the quantum foam. And each time you're with your consciousness connected to a certain situation, to a person, to your family, to a disease, to a certain kind of emotion like happiness and freedom or sadness and fear or whatever it is, you're actually in this field of consciousness. You're connected in there. Very often we jump around. We are here, we jump over there, then we are here, and we jump over there, we are here, and we can jump. But sometimes it seems like we are captured, imprisoned in a field of consciousness that holds us. It's almost like, whoa, I'm stuck here. What is happening to me? And I believe you had that experience too. And sometimes we're so deep in this field of consciousness that we do not know any way out. And then the voice comes in. The syllables of the voice is like a gate opener of the gates in the field of consciousness. They take you on this journey to get out of the field of consciousness where you are captured in. If you watched the movie Stargate, you saw this ring and it has different symbols on it. And this is how you can imagine what voice does. If you're stuck in a field of consciousness, this is how the old shaman has worked. They needed to bring the group of the tribe into a different consciousness. So what did he do? He sang. And with his voice, he opened up a totally new reality. Took the group into a different state of consciousness, into this new reality where there is a different vibration, where everything is different. Whatever vibration it was. Sometimes they even needed to go into more strength or more brutality if they needed to go to battle. That's where they helped each other. And this is when they were jumping and singing. They opened up this consciousness. Sometimes we needed to come back home into the love of our hearts and opened ourselves for the joy and the happiness. And that's when they sang. Sometimes we needed to go as we were traveling as souls in these tribes. You have been there before. You're on a never-ending journey with all that is you, with your soul from one body to another, incarnating again. So sometimes you stepped into a different realm, into a different reality through sound. You did this already. What I do, I take you by the hand and guide you through different fields of consciousness to get better, to get into a deeper freedom. That's what I do. Bara herenejin na bara namakwalat te wach lebe ish inedesen farman de gwer de halal bo hana shit izenach wakwari. Mai sana newe hered nereche oakwe me halaiche oakwe farnesa iterechere ona fari bala ne ye shesheke oane sharatera techataire ho ware hala ye oachi chenan oachi serapare erafaire ho wane barach elen chiquira Sumon Chechai. This much and so much more. You see, it sounds complicated, It's not. And this simplicity of representing an authentic state of consciousness is there for you. Use it. I'm really happy to assist you. So I wanted to tell you one more thing. I'm sorry about that, but these are the things that are happening. If you're working in a state of consciousness where there is not lots of control. Anyway, let me help you for a moment to give you an idea and share something with you can do also very easily. So if it comes to creation and I want to have a certain outcome, I need to learn to totally let go. If it comes to creating a situation I want to experience, I need to create this situation in my heart. And then I give an impulse. This is me doing a clapping, doing a movement, making, or something like this. I let go of that information. And it's almost like this would need to go somewhere and I throw it away. But I need to give it the freedom to flow in the direction I put it to, but to fly where it needs to fly. So in intuitive work, it's major important that you have an is condition and you have a condition you want. Can you read that? Yeah, it's working. So we are here. This is where we are. Belly button is important. This is where we want to be. Important. Everything that happens in between here and there is not important. It is not on me to control this process. It's just on me to give a strong impulse where I want to be and to not think the impulse, to feel what condition do I want my participants to be in. People are asking me, what are you doing? You're representing a state of consciousness that other people pick up. People pick this information and integrate that kind of feeling into their bodies, into their life, into their field of consciousness. I only need to know this one. I need to know the desired outcome. I need to feel it. I need to have it. I need to vibrate it. I need to feel this with every fiber of my being. Not only my body, but also my other bodies. My astral body, my emotional body, my mental body, my causal body, my light body, my physical body. All the bodies I have need to be in the state of consciousness where I want you to be. And if I desire something in my life, I go into this whole thing and feel how it feels to have the desired result with every fiber. Not only with my mind, with my ego mind that says, oh, it would be nice to have this or that, or to experience this or that. It's not enough. It's not enough. You need to feel this with your heart. Your heart is 5,000 times stronger in the magnetic impulse. Have a look at Heart Math Institute. They working on the coherence of the heart. They did so much research. I have been with them in 2010. I visited them and worked a lot with Annette Deile, the research coordinator. And she told me how they experience the coherence of the heart, how people actually connect to each other and everything. But the most important thing, what we need to understand if it comes to the research of our heart, of our consciousness, is that the electric impulse of our heart is 100 times stronger than the impulse of our brain. But the magnetic impulse is 5,000 times stronger than the magnetic impulse of our brain. And as long as we think we can think our solutions, we are on the wrong path. We need to feel what we want to have. We need to feel it with every fiber, with every little ounce of consciousness we have. And we need to live it already and be there and let ourselves sink into it without any control. No control at all. This is why when you saw a little movie before about intuitive work, when I explained, I don't know what I do because I let go. No control. How you get into the desired result is not important. That you trust yourself, and that you trust the one that helps you. That's important. Then you let go. And the moment you let go, you're already there. That door is wide open. Let me guide you through it. Che può da sola vogliere da stazande che tua qui